What was the biggest secret that wasn't told to you as a child but you discovered after becoming an adult? I was 41 years old when I found out the truth about how I came into this world. It was a hot day in June, the kind where Texas heat makes the air feel heavy. My mother, Diane, had passed away only a few months earlier at 56. The grief was still raw, like skin rubbed raw from constant friction. She had been everything to me, my anchor, my protector, my biggest supporter. Even after her death, I carried her voice with me, the way she used to say my name, Matthew, like it was the most important word she'd ever spoken. It was my Aunt Linda who finally told me. She and my cousin Sharon sat me down at Linda's kitchen table, the smell of coffee and lemon cleaner filling the room. I thought they wanted to talk about Mom, share memories, maybe cry together. Instead, Linda reached across the table and grabbed my hand. Her fingers were trembling. "Matthew," she said, her voice breaking, "there's something you need to know about your mom, about you." I had no idea what was coming. My life, up to that point, had been built on the foundation that I was an accident, sure, but a happy one. My mom used to joke about it sometimes. She would say, "You were my surprise, but the best one I ever got." I never questioned it. Linda's eyes welled with tears. You were the product of something terrible. Diane didn't want you to ever know, but I can't carry it anymore." My stomach dropped. Sharon looked down at her lap, unable to meet my eyes. Linda took a shaky breath and said it plain. "Your mom was raped when she was 15. That's how you were conceived." The words didn't register at first. They just sat there in the air, too heavy to absorb. I remember staring at the coffee cup in front of me, the little chip in the rim. My mind tried to process, to translate what I had just heard into something I could live with, but the only thing that came through was nausea. Linda squeezed my hand harder. "She loved you, Matthew. From the second she knew she was pregnant, she loved you. She never saw you as a reminder. She wanted you. That's the truth." I thought about my mom, about how she never once raised her voice at me in a way that felt cruel, how she worked 2 jobs when I was little, still managing to show up for school plays and baseball games, how she hugged me every night before bed until I was too old to ask for it. But she did it anyway. I thought about her last days, the way her hands shook from the chemo, and how she still asked if I'd eaten, still cared about me more than herself. And yet, she'd carried the secret for her entire life. She'd gone to her grave never wanting me to know the truth of my own existence. I left Linda's house in a daze. I drove aimlessly for hours, the radio turned low, not hearing anything. I kept hearing her words echoing in my head. Rape, 15, product. I kept seeing Mom's smile, the way she'd brush my hair off my forehead when I was sick. It didn't add up. How could I be both? For weeks, I wrestled with it. Some nights I woke up gasping, like the grief and the rage were choking me. Other nights, I lay awake replaying every moment of my childhood, searching for some clue that I'd missed. But there wasn't one. Mom had been consistent. She treated me like I was the best thing that had ever happened to her. Not once had I felt like I was born from anything other than love. 6 years have passed since that day. The grief of losing her hasn't dulled the way people say it does. Still steals my breath sometimes. Hits me in the grocery store when I see her favorite cereal, or when a woman in line at the pharmacy wears the same perfume she did. And now the grief is tangled up with something darker, because I want to know who he was. The man who took my mother's childhood away, who forced her into motherhood before she was even old enough to drive. I've started digging. Old yearbooks, whispered conversations with people who were around back then. I don't even know if he's alive, but if he is, I'll find him. And if I do, he'll wish he wasn't. I live every day with this duality. I am my mother's son, the boy she raised with laughter, sacrifice, and unconditional love. But I am also the product of violence, of something she never wanted to define me. She chose to shield me from that truth, to build me a life where I could grow without carrying her pain. And for that, I respect her more than ever. She didn't just raise me, she saved me. Even from the truth, for as long as she could,